everyone. We're back with another episode of Apologetically Me. I'm Maggie.
I'm Wanda.
And we're here with a mystery episode. Well, a mystery about, to me. Wanda knows about it. I do not, but it's questions about me moving in with my boyfriend. But before we get started, Wanda, tell us what you got going on.
So, to give an update from last week, we asked our respective boy toys boyfriends about the middle of the sink cleaning. And to report my half, Jordan says, why? But also, he will only clean it when he cleans the sink, which is exactly what I said, because it's sink material. You clean it when you clean the sink, not when you clean the counters.
And when I talked to my boy toy, he said that he would clean it. But I don't know if that was to appease me or not. But I didn't say my stance on it. He just gave me his.
He also couldn't figure out or imagine that it was a different material. So
I think his is acrylic. So it's like an older version, and he said you have to be very delicate with it. But usually there's no water on it. It's pretty good that way. But well, he says he keeps a cloth there anyway, so it's dry, but I'll take it.
Okay, that's fine. That's my update. What's yours?
My update is I have been looking for places to rent with my boyfriend because I have to go back into office soon. So, I was fielding, real estate agents? So I found one online, but also like a few people kept recommending theirs to me, and I trusted my friend Ada. Shout out to Ada. And she recommended me her real estate agent. She was like, yeah, me and my boyfriend like got this condo. It's great. I highly recommend this person. So I said, okay, sure. Let me reach out to them. And this person that they recommended was like, they were mediocre, I think. They found me very small places, and I said, hey, we need like a 1+ den, like, or a 2-bedroom or something. Like, unfortunately, this is our budget, but like, this is what it is. And we're looking for this location. And she keeps sending me 1 bedroom with 400 square feet. And I'm like, this is so tiny. Like, Nick will be able to hear me breathing. Like, I can't do that. If we're willing to pay this much amount of money, like, we should get something bigger. So I texted her today and was like, hey, so-and-so, we're no longer interested. Thank you for all your work, though. Really appreciate everything you've done for us. And she immediately calls me. And I'm like, and I panicked, and I didn't want to pick up, so I didn't. But then I felt bad, so then I called her back. And then I said, hey, like, listen, sorry, we're no longer interested. And she said, oh, things didn't work out for you and your boyfriend moving out, huh? And I was like, instead of owning up to it, I was like, yep, you're right. Things aren't working out right now. We're going to wait and see how things play out. And she said, oh, okay, yeah, I totally get it. If you're still interested, like, let me know, or like I'll remove you from our system completely, and you can just reach out to me whenever you need to look for a place again. And I said, yep, please go with that option. That's great. And then I texted my boyfriend Nick and was like, hey, so this person I might have like led her to believe that like we broke up because I'm too chicken to tell her what really happened. And he was like, okay, sounds good to me.
This is like the saying that you're going to jail when you're trying to cancel things so they don't try to persuade you to stay.
Yeah, pretty close.
That's so rude of her to assume that.
I would have preferred she assumed that than me saying, I just don't like the job you're doing. You're doing a bad job.
I feel like that is valid criticism, and it would help her improve in her job.
Yeah, maybe. But, I mean, Ada's been recommending her left and right to all her friends who have been looking for places, and they've found success. So, good for them.
Yeah, but also, ouch. What vibe do you give off?
Vibe that she hasn't actually met us in person.
Oh, okay, good.
So
that makes me feel a little bit better.
Who is your beef or crush of the week?
I guess it's like I have to say crush. So this week my crush is Jordan because he watched, I guess, the part of the podcast from Valentine's Day where I didn't call him out in any single, like, in any way. I didn't call him out. I spoke about the reality of things, and it's just, I think he took offense to that. He was, I think, mildly offended because I think he said something when we went out for sushi, and he was like, "Oh, I only watched the part where you talked about me. I fast forward through the entire podcast to listen to that part where you talked about me." And he said, so originally he was like, "I was going to come surprise you on Valentine's Day." But unfortunately, his mom and Joe did not get back in time, which is unfortunate. But did he say that only because I called him out in quotations on the podcast, or did he actually have that planned already? So now we'll never know. And I mean, it didn't end up happening anyways, but he did end up sending me popcorn and
Oh,
a very large diet or Coke Zero, a milkshake, and Twizzlers.
you like Twizzlers?
I do like Twizzlers, yes. The red kind, not the black ones. Ew. Why are you making that face at me?
I found my beef of the week.
They're good. They're good
Mm.
candy. It's like, it's fun to like just like, like go through it and
Inappropriate gestures.
like you like bite it, biting it. And
Inappropriate
like,
gestures. Weird bedroom stuff.
anyways, so yeah, I guess that makes him my crush of the week. Thank you for sending me popcorn.
Aw.
He's actually done this like 2 years now, except last year I think he sent me like he sent me Dimitri's, which is like this dessert place near me. So it's now become a tradition.
Aw. That's so
I did not
sweet.
send him anything because he already got himself something.
So what did you get for him for Valentine's Day?
I did not get anything. Although to be fair, I did bake chocolate cupcakes and I gave those to him earlier as like a non-Valentine's Day thing, but it's the thought that counts.
He did offer us some in the car, and we politely said no, but then was like, why didn't Wanda give any to us?
Well, I don't like to force my baking on people. I want you to want it naturally.
I do want all your baking naturally.
Yeah,
I
but
don't
it's
know
like,
what I've eaten of yours.
I don't think anything actually. I'm
Yeah.
a shy baker.
I feel that.
What's your beef or crush of the week?
Well, I didn't really have any beef or crush, but I guess it's you now after saying the whole Twizzlers thing. That's kind of gross. I can't believe you like Twizzlers.
What's gross about it?
It's licorice. I just don't like licorice. I think the taste is weird. I do appreciate how chewy it is. I do like that part, but you might as well eat gummies.
No, see, it's not the same amount of chew. I think when I like candy, I like it to be very, very chewy. And like with like gummies, they just dissolve in your mouth. I don't get that like animalistic like gnawing, I
Oh
guess.
my. This is like when dogs really like those squeaky toys because it reminds them of small animals being like choked to death.
It's so sad.
This is the same, Wanda. Same vibe. But also, I guess part two, my crush is, I guess, you, because I think you recommended like this Premier protein shake thing to go with your coffee, and I picked it up from Walmart the other day, and it's pretty good. Slaps.
Nice. Go get it from Costco. It is much cheaper by the container.
Well, I didn't know if I liked it yet, so I just got like the small thing from Walmart to try, but pretty good. I'm gonna get it.
Nice. Yay. That was
Very
like
nice.
a year ago. I think I recommended that a year ago.
Yeah, but I think because it had milk in it, and I was like trying to stay away from dairy for a while. Well, I tried my best to. I don't do a good job at it, but now I'm like, wow, pretty great. Gets my protein in. I don't get how it's so sweet though, but it's only like 1 or 3 grams of sugar.
Right?
Insane.
It's yep.
Pretty good.
I
Pretty
love
good
it.
in my coffee. Okay. Introducing our mystery topic to me. Wanda will be firing me some questions, and I will be answering them to the best of my ability. If I say I don't know, it is not because I don't have a strong relationship with my boyfriend. It is because I genuinely do not know how this works, and he will be my first roommate. This is my disclaimer. Moving on.
Nice. Okay, so question number 1. Why are you moving in together?
Oh, because I need a roommate, and I cannot afford to live in Toronto on my own.
Why Nick?
Because no one else. I mean, I genuinely do want to move in with him, but also like no one else is available.
I was like, I was reading a website about like what questions you should like ask yourself in a relationship before you move in together. And like, it was like, oh, it shouldn't be to save money. That shouldn't be the only reason you move in together.
But also, like, I guess by the time we move in together, it'll be our 1 year. So like that's kind of sweet.
Yeah, that
And
is really
it's
sweet.
yeah.
Aw.
And like we always talk about like long term. So I no, actually when I think about it, he wanted to move out back in like October. And he did kind of like he didn't pressure me, but he was like, would you want to move out anytime soon? And at that time I was work from home indefinitely. So I was like, I don't know. We just started dating like 6 months ago. It's kind of too soon, no? But now we basically spend almost every day together. The commute back and forth between our two cities is a lot. Gas is very expensive right now. Um, yeah, we think we'd be pretty compatible living together. He can work from anywhere. I have to go back into office, so yes, it works.
What's the plan for move-in day?
Plan for move-in day. I don't know yet. That's up in the air. Um, but I think we had briefly talked about it that we would both take the week off work. We would. Do you want the whole logistics or like what are we
Yeah, I
looking for
want
here?
logistics.
Oh, okay. So we have to rent the elevator. We have to book the elevator off. It can only be weekdays, so that's why we have to take the week off work, which sucks. Our real estate agent recommended that we don't get the keys and move in immediately because, which I thought was weird too. Thank you for your facial reaction because she was like, in case like the timing of the keys doesn't play off, and I'm guessing you guys are going to be renting a truck or something. Like it's best if you do it the next day, so you don't like waste money
Oh.
on that.
Oh, okay. I understand that. I thought it was like it's best that we don't give you the keys like immediately, and it's like if you wait a few days, it'd be better to pick up the keys. That's why I made the face. Okay, that makes a little bit more sense.
A little bit, but it's still like, why can't you give us the keys immediately? What's the problem here?
So like you just like sometimes logistical like things happen
Yeah,
and like she probably just doesn't want like it would suck that if you couldn't get the keys that day and you have like all your stuff with you versus like oh you just going by yourself and getting the key like not being able to get the keys you just drive back home like it was a
yeah,
wasted trip but it wasn't the end of the world.
yeah. Um, yeah. I think we decided we would set up the internet first. That was our priority. Mattress was next. We were going to take his because he hates mine, and he was like, "Why do we need a new one? I already have an extra one at my house. I can just use that one." So we're gonna take his, which will be a hassle. And then I guess our work setups. I'm gonna buy a new desk from IKEA, I believe, because I only need like a small one. I don't have that much space.
Jordan has a $40 desk recommendation.
Is that the one he's using right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw it and I said, I do like that one. That one's great. And he said, it is great. I've always used this desk.
Yeah, Jordan loves IKEA desks. Like when he used to live in his dad's basement, he had like 3 different IKEA desks that he ended up selling when he moved to Vancouver, but there were a lot.
Damn. Like a lot cost wise or like a lot of
Yeah,
desks?
a lot of desks for 2 people.
That's funny. Yeah, thankfully we're only like 15 minute drive away from an IKEA. Not bad.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah. It will suck though because we have 2 cars. So one parking lot comes with it, but then the second one we saw like the website condo like bulletin board thing, so we have to rent an extra one. No one is disclosing their price, so it will be kind of a negotiation game. But thankfully the city that we're in is like not like super busy all the time, so we can find parking like pretty easily.
So, how's like the moving truck situation going to work if you have to go get a mattress from Nick's house?
This is a great question. We have not looked into the moving truck situation yet. I always assumed that my car was big enough for everything. That was back when it was just me, when I moved out for like 2 weeks and I just had like some stuff to bring. But yeah, I guess we'll have to look into it. We will see.
I mean, you can do it like periodically. You do plan to come home like some weekends, right? So you can
Yeah.
just like haul stuff every single weekend until
Yeah.
you're done.
We do have a lot of space because it is technically a 1+ den / 2-bedroom. So, a lot of storage. But yeah, I probably won't be bringing everything with me.
How do you feel about moving in together?
This is so funny. So, at first I was pretty excited, but then when we were going through the paperwork and everything, like immediately after we saw it, we were like, yeah, we like this one. And then I think we were supposed to see 4 listings that day. The 4th one didn't come through because the other place forgot they leased it already and they forgot to tell our real estate agent. So we made the trip there for no reason. And this place was in between like North York and Scarborough, and we were like, you made us go all the way up here. And then we were like, we don't even like this location. It's fine. We don't need to see it. It's tiny anyways. And then in that lobby was when we were like, okay, we like the other place more. Like, we'll send you all our paperwork right now. Here it is anyways. Let's do this. And then in the car ride back, I was very quiet because I was like, whoa, I'm going through the motions. I feel so guilty for leaving my mom and everything. And then I'm also like, whoa, this is such a big step for me. Am I really ready for this? I kind of wanted to have, like, I always envisioned myself to be like that cool young 20s thing, living downtown Toronto, living near where all the stuff is happening. And then I was like living on my own, and I was like an independent person because I never really lived on my own. But now I'm like living with my boyfriend. Not that I'm trapped, not that I'm afraid of commitment, but I'm like, if this doesn't work out, we're stuck in a year lease. But at least like we have our respective parents' homes still to go back to. So, TLDR, I'm going through a lot of emotions, but I'm pretty excited.
I think I would feel the exact same way.
Nice.
How did he feel?
I think he's pretty excited. I think he was sympathizing with me. He said that he completely knows what I'm going through right now. He's here if I need to talk. And he went through something very similar in first year. Well, because he went to school like kind of far. Actually, not that far, but it's like far enough. He moved out for all 5 or 6 years of school. He's used to living away from home. And he was like the first month or the first 2 weeks of school or something, he would call his mom every day because he was just so homesick and he missed her and felt guilty for leaving her. And he said, but the feeling fades, like everyone gets used to it. It's kind of a stage you can't avoid. So he's kind of gone through the motions on his own already, but he is excited.
How would you feel if Nick wanted to have a boys' night at your place, but you weren't invited?
Oh, we discussed this actually. So it's not that big of a deal. I think our important thing is like we don't ask for permission, but like this is where we have like our organization skills come out on top, where we'll like let the other person know like, hey, heads up, we're gonna have people over on this day. Oh, if I'm not invited, that's a whole other thing.
Yeah, okay, let's do it 2-step then.
Okay.
If he wants the boys over.
Honestly, I think it'll be up to the other person. I don't think he'll ever be the one to say like, hey, by the way, you're not invited. I don't think he would ever do that to me, and I don't think I would ever do that to him. But I think we would give each other like reasonable heads up to see if the other person either wants to join or wants to leave or like, I don't know, hide out in their room or something. So I don't think that he would say that to me.
Okay, what about like, okay, so what's your plan? What was the plan that you were talking about before?
Oh, we would just literally say to each other, just have that open communication and just say to each other, this person's coming over on this date. Heads up. And we would keep a calendar, a joint calendar, which would be great. So I can see everything he plans. I can be the ultimate stalker.
What will you do if Nick's hobbies start filling up your whole place?
I'd probably be like, hey, it's getting very clustered in here. I don't like it. We actually talked about this before because I have like so many house rules from our last episode, and he has only the one house rule. And he didn't even phrase it as a rule. He said, would you get mad if I had my hobbies and stuff all over my desk and it was like late at night and I didn't clean it up and I just left it all out on my desk? And I said, no, I would not be mad because it's your desk, it's your space. And he said, okay, that's my only house rule. Just don't criticize that. And I said, okay, sounds good. So we know he will keep his hobbies in a contained space.
Him with a fish tank on his desk.
Yeah, I think for the past however many months it's been. I think we've got to see each other's like messiness slash cleanliness. We're overall like pretty clean people, so I appreciate that. He does not like clutter, and he doesn't like knickknacks and stuff.
Ooh, that's my big one. I hate knickknacks. I hate clutter.
I like an organized clutter. If it's mine, it's like organized. If it's not mine, it's not organized.
How will you be splitting chores?
I actually didn't think about that one. So to me, any kind of chores I have to do in a small 700 square foot condo is not a big deal compared to the house that I usually clean on a weekly basis. So I don't even mind cleaning all of it. Sometimes I do get a little manic about cleaning, where no one should talk to me and I just want to clean and listen to my music because it's therapeutic. But you're right, I need to split up chores, separation of church and state. He needs to do stuff. I think we'll probably make a list of things we have to do, but also I really don't like assigning chores, because if it's like the garbage fills up and he's like, Maggie, this is your thing, you have to do this, I would be so pissed if he did that. Like, if you see it piling up, just take it out. How do you recommend that we split up chores?
I don't know, just to do the things that you like doing individually and see if there's, and hope that there's no overlap. Like, for example, I don't like walking the garbage to the garbage chute because it's dirty and the door is usually really heavy. The garbage door is really heavy. So Jordan ends up doing that. But I will take the garbage out of the bin, put it by the front door, and I would put a new garbage bag in.
Nice.
He does like lint cleaning because I don't really do that. I don't know. It's it seems like most of the chores are things that I don't want to do, he does.
I think that's good too. It's a good way of figuring things out, to be like, I don't want to clean this. I don't like it. Do you like this? Or are you indifferent about this?
Yeah.
But I can't think of anything I would be indifferent about. Is this a dance move?
Yes, it is. But like, see where you fit. Like, if it's like, try to see if there's like hope that there's no overlap between the things that you like doing and the things that he likes doing, because then it's like, who's gonna do it then?
This is true.
Who's good?
I like that. That's cool. I can be nitpicky sometimes, so I'll see how much it comes out when I live with my boyfriend.
Yeah, just think about like your mom to you. Are you going to be like that to Nick?
I have warned him that eventually it's gonna come out, because everyone always complains how nitpicky their moms are. That could be me. I will be a mom one day, I'm sure.
What if Nick doesn't clean to your specifications?
We would have a long discussion about this, and that discussion will come with reinforcement nagging.
Oh no. Like, give me an example of reinforcement nagging.
Be like, hey, by the way, I noticed you just cleaned this. You forgot to do this, and we discussed this last week. Can you do this, please? And then same thing again until he gets the point.
Poor guy. I mean, I would do the same thing, but poor guy.
Is it really poor guy, though? If I said exactly what I wanted, there's no mind games involved, I was very upfront about it, and he still didn't listen to me?
Fair. See, that's the thing. It's like, is nagging, like, nagging could be fully removed from the situation as long as he listened the first time.
Yeah. I'll choose my battles.
What will you do if you get really mad at each other?
I thought about this too. Thankfully, we have a 1+ den, so we can always go in the other room if we need to. Wait, side note, when I told my friends I was looking for like a 2-bedroom with my boyfriend, they were like, oh, you're not allowed to sleep in the same room together? Or they were like, oh yeah, like, I get it, like, you want your own space, like, you want your own bed, that kind of thing. And I was like, no, as in, like, we need our own workspaces. I'm okay with sleeping in the same bed. I would prefer that. I would be upset if he didn't want to with me. I thought that was funny. I think you were
Your
like
mother.
pretty quick to assume like workspace.
I mean, why, like, firstly, who would get the bedroom and who would get the den? Like, I feel like that would be a discussion. So it's like the more logical approach was, hey, Nick can't stand Maggie singing, so
Nick agreed that he would take the den and I would take the bedroom. We sleep separate places. JK, JK.
So is if you get mad at each other, you're just gonna go to different parts of the 700 square foot condo?
Yeah, maybe that, or I guess worst case scenario, we go back, one of us goes back to our parents' place. I mean, hopefully it doesn't come to that, but like we always have an exit strategy.
Would you ever do the thing where it's like, oh, like go sleep on the couch?
I tell him to go sleep on the couch.
Or you go sleep on the couch?
If I was mad enough, I guess I would go sleep on the couch. I don't know if I tell him to, like, get out of my bed. You're making me mad.
My bed. Who will manage the bills?
I want to imagine that will be a group thing. Like, the both of us do it. But also, maybe me, because I'm... no, he has more experience with bills, though. Because, like, he moved out before. But also because this is all new to me, it's kind of exciting. So, like, I want to be, like, very immersed in the process.
I mean, it's really just setting up auto deposits.
Yeah. Still, you know what I mean.
Yeah. How will you be splitting costs? Rent, bills, food, miscellaneous items.
So, rent is post-dated checks. Out of the two of us, I am the only one with a checkbook. But wait, also funny side story. So, like, back when I worked for a bank, I got to order some, like, 2 free checkbooks for free. So, I was always, like, bragging about them to my mom. And I was like, this is so cool. I have my own checkbooks. I'm going to pay everything by checks. And my mom was like, oh my god, she's going to go crazy. So then she would always keep it in a place where, like, I could not remember. And then when we were cleaning out our kitchen for renovations, I found my checkbooks because I lost them for a year. And then I was like, oh my god, I found them. And I took pictures and I sent it to Nick and my mom. And was like, look what I found. And then sometime there, I lost it again until this whole rental thing came up. And in our agreement, it said that I would send in, like, post-dated checks. And I was like, fuck, I can't find my checkbooks. Worst case scenario, I order some more from the bank. And I was asking my mom, like, hey, do you know where I left my checkbook? And she was like, oh my god, your memory is so bad lately. I don't understand why. Like, just leave it to me. I'll find it. And I was like, no. Like, where do you think it is? Like, I want to look for it too. And I looked through all my folders. I looked through our kitchen mailbox. I looked everywhere. And I could not find it. And then 2 a.m., my mom comes into my room and is like, look what I found. And I was like, wait, I just told you I lost them an hour ago. Like, you just came in within 1 hour. That means you had them in your room all along. And she was laughing like crazy. And it turns out she hid them from me because I was so excited I found my checkbook. And
again,
yeah. So she gave me one checkbook that has, like, maybe 25, 30 checks in it. And was like, this is what you need, right? I'm going to keep the other one for safekeeping for you. And I said, will you tell me where it is? And she's like, no. I'll keep it safe for you. Don't worry.
Okay, so a lot to unpack there. First, nothing takes checks. Like, nothing takes checks. So it's like, you can't go crazy with your checkbook.
Exactly.
And secondly, it's like, you are a responsible, functional adult who has, like, a credit card. Why is she hiding your checkbooks?
Beats me.
It's not like you could spend any more money in a checkbook than you could in, like, on your credit cards.
Yeah, at least
your debit cards.
Yeah, exactly. I would prefer a credit card.
Yeah. That points.
Yeah.
Those cashbacks.
So anyways, back to my whole how cost split. What we haven't really talked about it, but for rent, he said that I could just pay it and then he'll let you transfer me the half for rent. And I said, cool, that works. We haven't discussed the other stuff like utilities and stuff. But what I'm envisioning is that we have, you know how, like, corporate companies have, like, a health spending account where, like, you get $1,200 for the year and you get to spend it on this and this. I think that aside from utilities, we should have a condo spending account where maybe we put in each, like, $100 or something. So we have $200. We spend it on, maybe we'll have to up it because we need to spend on groceries, like necessities, that kind of thing. Yeah, and we'll figure it out from there. And then all the other extra stuff, that'll be on the other person if they really need it.
So will you be combining income in any way?
Whoa, that's like some common law shit. I guess at the end of the day, we are kind of combining our income now because we're, like, splitting costs.
Yeah, but like combining income more formally, like opening up like a joint bank account or
Whoa. That might be easier to do. That way we can really successfully use our health spending account.
yeah.
This is something we'll have to talk about. I guess it's kind of hard because I'm used to shopping for like a family of 3. So I don't know exactly how much food to budget or like stuff to allocate for people of 2. Because like Costco shopping will be like so unnecessary. Like, do we really need 24 eggs for 2 people or like 3 cartons of milk? So I think maybe we'll play it by ear for the first month to kind of assess, and then we'll go from there. Trial and error. Unless he has something figured out, because actually he's never really officially moved in with anyone either. So we're figuring this out together.
That's good. Is there any, because he makes slightly more than you, is there any like discrepancies you're going to put in because of that?
Actually, I think we discussed this before, but in our paychecks, I bring home more money.
That's insane.
Yeah, after taxes and stock and everything. Yeah, because all that's
Okay.
deducted from his paycheck. So I make maybe like like not that much, like less than 100 more, maybe 100
Oh,
more.
per
So
paycheck.
yeah, so like basically
Okay.
the same.
Okay.
Actually, no, I saw his 3 recent pay stubs. I make about 300 more, but still like very little, like not that big of a deal.
Okay, last question. What do you both want for the future?
Kids.
Like I said,
Like not now, but in like 9 years maybe. No,
that's
JK. Well, I
that
said
is
35 is like the latest.
yeah, but like you wanted multiple kids.
Yeah, so we would have to start planning like right then. But then I was also like, I don't want a timeline for this. I guess for the future, okay, short term goal wise, that we still stay together after a year. Long term wise, that we're still together after all this, that we still make it through. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of ups and downs though. I think we're both pretty flexible, him more than me, but yeah, we'll see how this goes. I have warned him that like I've never really had a roommate, like I can be a little much. Um and we will see how it goes. And I asked him like, like during the workday I'm used to like kind of doing my own thing. Are you still cool with that? Like, do we have to eat lunch together? Are you cool if like I go to the gym or something? And he was like, "Oh, yeah, don't like fix your routine or something to revolve around me. Like if anything we can have dinner together, but like we'll do our own thing."
It was like last time I was over at Jordan's and I was like, "Oh, like I'll just go to the gym during the day because that's my normal routine and then you can go at night and I'll like cook and stuff while you're at the gym because that way like I don't constantly like wait on you to finish work." And because it's annoying waiting on someone else. And then he was like, "You don't want to go to the gym with me?" Like and he was like all sad and everything and I was like, "Okay, like fine, whatever. Like it's fine. Like I'll just wait." So then day comes and it's like, "Okay, like when are you gonna be done work?" And he's like, "I don't know, like 5:30 or something." And I was like, "Okay, like are you ready to go to the gym then?" He's like, "I don't know." Like and then so it's like he's like he always does this where he like pushes off finishing work because like he doesn't like dropping what he's doing. So I was like, "Okay," like waiting. 5:30 rolls around and I'm like, "So like are you ready to go to the gym?" And he's like, "Oh, like you always bug me about like going to the gym and stuff." I'm like, well, actually, I said I would go during the day, which was like my normal routine anyways, and like that way I wouldn't have to bug you. But then you're like, "Oh, you would go to the gym without me. Like how could you? Like this is so important." And then he was like, "Yeah, but like I was just joking." And I was like, "Dude." So then the next day happened and I was like, "Hey, like should I go to the gym?" And he's like, "You don't want to go to the gym with me?" So I'm like, "What do you want from me, man?"
So, is the moral of the story here? Don't change your routine for a man.
I I think it is, but also I think it's gonna like I think it's bound to happen. Like I think a lot of things you're just gonna it's gonna be easier to do together than apart.
Yeah, I feel that. I mean, that's funny about Jordan. It's the fact that you asked him again, like, "Hey, so like, you still good?" And he was like, "Yeah, yeah, this should be good. It's okay." And then he's like, "I was just kidding. Why don't you do your own thing?" It's
This
the
always
gaslighting
happens.
for me.
It's so how he's started to end arguments now is you're gaslighting me when I'm not gaslighting him. But it's his way of like,
Oh my.
because he saw something on Reddit that was like, well, if you say someone's gaslighting you, then they can't say anything else because then they'd be gaslighting you for real. So it's like the ultimate loophole he has discovered in quotations.
Oh my. This is not a good loophole.
I know he's joking, but it does end like whatever I'm saying because I'm like, I don't know how to continue this.
It also says in our rental agreement that we voluntarily decide not to bring pets, but we learned from a real estate agent that legally they cannot prohibit you from getting a pet. So after we have settled in, we will bring one of Nick's dogs with us. And usually the dogs require a lot of walks because like they're confined to like a condo, like they're used to roaming around, going to the backyard when they need to poop or pee or something. So this will be kind of difficult. So my lunch may revolve around walking the dog instead of going to the gym. But we will see.
Is this the dog that constantly like pulls you and then you face plant? Okay, good.
I kind of wish he was coming. He's really cute, but no, this dog is way more well behaved, like very well trained.
Okay, you Stockholm syndrome.
For those who do not know, my boyfriend has two dogs technically. One of them I used to walk on our walks, and he's very aggressive and very strong. So sometimes I tend to faceplant, or he sees a squirrel and he just like bolts for it, and I'm not ready because I'm like in la-di-da world where I'm like busy talking to Nick or like looking at the scenery and stuff when I'm walking, and Nick is like, no, you have to stay really focused. You have to like make sure that you're like driving a car, basically know what is happening to your car. And I was like, that's a bad comparison because sometimes I'm on autopilot when I drive. The walking a dog should be the same. I should not expect it to faceplant every time. So yeah, I've had faceplanted maybe 4 times now. I fuck up my knee.
And you keep going back to your abuser.
I keep going back. He do be cute.
Well, I am so excited for you because it seems like the move-in date is closer than you had originally imagined.
We're gonna see. I don't want to jinx anything.
It'd be really funny if that like alert was like, oh, you got the place. Congratulations.
Move in right now. Yeah, we have, I think we just sent in our offer papers, so we're gonna see. We're competing right now. If we don't get it, sad, but I guess it's not like super big deal. We just know to be more prepared for next time.
Yeah, I mean, you can't help if someone like offers a higher offer anyways.
Idiots.
Yes, but I mean, you are living in an area where there tends to be a lot of money, so
yeah, money talks.
Yeah, it really does.
Yeah, that's so funny. I mean, to the podcasters, my mom has been like casually mentioning to this guy she's talking to that like my salary and like where I'm moving and stuff, and this white man is like, well, why doesn't Maggie just work around here, like around her house? Like there's so many people hiring, like with her set of skills and work experience, I'm sure she could find a job in no time. And I was like, Mom, you know that would be lower pay, right? And then my brother chimed in and he was like, yeah, but it's adjusted to the cost of living. And I was like, I cannot live in our town. I cannot live in Toronto. Like, where am I supposed to live? I can only afford to live here because I live rent-free. Ridiculous.
Your brother's never moving out.
Nice. Love it.
That's what I got from that conversation. Whoa, rent is this much in where we live?
Ugh, he will never know. I guess I'll soon be asking you these questions too because you and Jordan are looking for a place.
Yeah, but that's a much longer process and much more difficult.
Yes.
Because buying versus renting, it's one of those like renting, this would be fine for a year, but then like buying, you're like, can I deal with this?
Yeah. My friend just bought this condo in Toronto. It's like a 1-bedroom, 2-bathroom thing. And I was like,
Ooh.
whoa, that's the dream. And
That
actually, we did look at a unit that had 1 bathroom two bathrooms, one bedroom. And it was so tiny. It's like as soon as you walk in from the door, you can basically see the entire contents of the unit. That's how small it was, but 2 bathrooms, which was very nice. There were 2 people living there, but they used 1 bathroom as storage. That's how useless it was to them. And Nick was like, see, why do we even want a second bathroom? And I was like, now, but we both could have like had as much dairy as we wanted to. Now we have to watch our dairy contents.
Cool. Very excited for you. Can't
Thank you.
wait. Can't wait for the development. We're going to see a new background soon.
Yeah, on the plus side, I will have my own space. Oh, I have to bring my PC and everything with me. But on the plus side, I will have my own room, so it will be quiet. But maybe my boyfriend will be joining us for more appearances.
Yeah. Also, this way your brother can't just randomly steal parts from your computer.
This is true.
Well, thank you for sharing. Thanks for being put on the spot today.
They weren't actually that tough. I thought it'd be more
Yeah.
like, what are you gonna do if you split up? How are you gonna split this lease thing?
Yeah, but like I didn't want to like I thought about that after I asked all my questions and I was like, do I want to put bad
Manifesting.
juju into the world?
I see that. This is
Like,
a fair point.
I'm very anti-manifestation because when I manifest things, they don't happen. But I still don't want to put these bad vibes out into the world. I'm not a hippie person, but this is one thing that I believe in.
I feel that because Nick says the same thing. He doesn't like it when I say all that stuff.
But you should prepare for it. Like if it does ultimately happen, it should be something to be like, okay, what are we going to do? But I don't need to know what you're going to do.
In my mind, I kind of have something prepared, but I'm not going to say it in case it comes true.
Okay, that's good. As long as you are prepared and Nick is prepared, then it's all that matters.
I'm willing to share one of my plans. Step 1, trap his ass and get a baby. JK, JK.
I'm gonna send that. I'm gonna send that to Nick. Be careful. Watch it. Go follow us on social media, TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram. Go like us and listen to us wherever you get your podcasts and on YouTube. And join us next Thursday for another very exciting episode of Apologetically Me.
Bye.